Hello everyone, been a while since I last made a video, mostly just real life things combined with the fact that I lose interest in projects relatively quickly if I don't get them done, and I tend to not get them done because executive dysfunction sucks. I was going to do this video in a day or two, but then Nintendo just dropped the news that, hey, tomorrow's a Direct. And yeah, now I'm in a position where I didn't have the full week that I thought I would have to make this video, so I have to record this and edit it together into a video in a much shorter length of time than I thought that I was going to have. So let's go ahead and throw out all that preamble and kind of just get straight into the Nintendo stuff. Before I do start talking about Nintendo's 2022 as well as predictions for this Direct tomorrow, or today if you're watching it on that day, then before all that, I just wanted to say that yes, I'm aware of Nintendo destroying the Sylvagana, the Gilvesena, the massive repository of Nintendo music. No, I don't agree with it, but I never agree with Nintendo's decisions, and while I enjoy their games, I hate the company and never actually directly buy from them, and only buy used from local game stores, because I genuinely I don't want to support them financially, if that's the kind of stuff that they want to do. It's the same reason why I don't pay for NSO or anything else. So with that disclaimer out of the way, let's push that aside and focus purely on cool and fun games that Nintendo is going to put out this year, cool and fun games that they're probably going to talk about during this upcoming Direct, and so on and so forth. So first off, let's start with the games that are definitely not going to be in this Nintendo Direct. First off, anything Pokemon. If anything Pokemon shows up, it'll mostly just be like, hey, there's a Pokemon Direct on Pokemon Day later this month, as usual. We're not going to get anything about Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl or Legends Arceus DLC or integration with Home until then. And I think during that presentation, we're probably going to get Detective Pikachu 2 announced. But again, that's entirely for that Direct. I don't think that they're going to reveal anything Pokemon in this Direct that is about to happen. Next up, Animal Crossing. Not going to happen. If it does, it's going to be like, oh, there's a small update, but nothing in terms of new games or anything, or new DLC. A whole bunch of Mario stuff that definitely isn't going to happen, in my opinion. Any Mario Kart stuff, not going to happen. I know people are going crazy about Mario Kart 9, Mario Kart X, Mario Kart Cross. It's not going to happen. This is just the rumor mill being the rumor mill and leaks being fake, as usual. Mario vs. Donkey Kong, also not going to happen. I feel like that's a series that's either dead or they're going to miraculously revive it in a few years, and it's probably not coming back anytime soon. Mario Golf and Tennis already have titles on the Nintendo Switch, and I don't see Nintendo doing anything else with that. It could be possible that they have another Mario sports game lined up, but probably not this soon after the new Mario Golf game. Also, the Mario and Luigi series and Paper Mario series aren't getting new entries, because Paper Mario just got a new entry a couple years ago, and it usually is 4-ish years between games. And Mario and Luigi, well, the developers went under, and I don't really know how far along any hypothetical project would be in that case. So I doubt that's going to be in the Direct at all. Luigi's Mansion 4 and/or a remake of 1 or 2, probably not happening. Luigi's Mansion 3 is still relatively recent, like 3 years recent. So I don't really see anything being teased this year. If they're going to do more Luigi's Mansion, it'll probably be teased next year, because usually it's like 3 to 5, sometimes even 6 years between games. And it's been 3 years, but I feel like this is more of a 4-year thing. Also, WarioWare, not happening. We just got a new game. That's going to be a couple years before the next one. Next up are things that I think could could be in the Direct, but I don't think are going to be. People are talking a lot about Pikmin 4 and Donkey Kong Country 6 and Super Mario Odyssey 2, and I don't think any of those are going to be in the Direct. I am so sorry. I think that those are titles for next year and beyond. If they do show up, it'll be like, oh, this comes out in 2023 or some other year, rather than something that's coming out this year. Obviously, Mario and Sonic isn't going to be in this Direct, because that game won't happen until 2023, with the Paris Olympic Games, that is, the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. I don't think we're going to get any Yoshi or Star Fox games in this Direct, just because Star Fox is an on and off dead series anyways, and Yoshi only gets a new game every few years, and I don't really see it happening. It could be that we get a new Yoshi game by Good Feel, like Yoshi's Crocheted World or something. I don't know. So, something other than Wool or Arts and Crafts, but who knows? Next are the ones that are probably going to show up in the Direct, but I'm not 100% sure. And those are Bayonetta 3, because we did get it revealed last Direct, and it would be nice 6 months later to get, well, 5 months actually, to get more information on Bayonetta 3, but it's also possible that that could be pushed to June if there is going to be a June Direct. E3 is a bit iffy. There's a whole thing surrounding that, but they did say that this is going to focus mostly on first half of the year stuff, so I don't think we'll see Bayonetta 3, but who knows, we might. We're probably going to get something Fire Emblem, either a new game after Three Houses or a remake of Genealogy. Who knows which one? There's been rumors of literally both of those happening, but we'll see. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope is almost definitely going to show up in this Direct, but it could be pushed into later so Ubisoft can show it off, again, assuming E3 is a thing, but we'll see how that goes. We're almost definitely going to get something Metroid-related, either Prime HD Trilogy, or maybe even Metroid Prime 4, whether that's it's coming now or it's being teased. And Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I'm almost certain it's going to show up. In terms of things that I'm definitely certain will show up, Kirby and the Forgotten Land needs one last spotlight before it releases. Same thing with Advance Wars 1+2, which is probably releasing in April. Splatoon 3 needs more teasing before it comes out. It's probably going to have a test fire in a month or two. And Zelda, both the ports of the HD Wii games and Breath of the Wild 2 are pretty much certain to come up. I'm not 100% sure about the HD ports. I don't know if that's purely rumors or if that's somewhat legit or if it's just a good guess by the community. But we genuinely do need the HD Zelda games to come to Nintendo Switch, and I hope that they do. They're probably going to be separate $60 games, but there's not really much we can do about that. Nintendo will be Nintendo, as was made very clear at the beginning of this video. As sort of a bonus prediction, this has nothing to do with the Direct, but in September we usually get a Nintendo Switch Online update of some kind, and I think that, well, first of all, let's go over the candidates, right? So in terms of first-party consoles, we have Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, GameCube, Wii, maybe Nintendo DS, but that's a bit far into the future considering what we already have on NSO. In terms of third-party, we have Game Gear, Master System, Saturn, Dreamcast on the Sega side, and then we also have other things like TurboGrafx 16 and Commodore 64 and other stuff that has previously been on Virtual Console. My personal guess for this year is we're going to get GameCube, and we are going to get a third-party system, probably Game Gear. And the reason that I'm guessing that is because I genuinely think that they are completely skipping the handheld consoles for until they've done the Wii. Also, there's the fact that they have a GameCube Wii emulator ready to go. It's even possible that GameCube and Wii will both happen this year, like in the same direct, instead of one first party and one third party, but I don't really see that happening. And they have the GameCube Wii emulator from All-Stars not ready to go, but more or less ready to go. So I can definitely see them like making tweaks to it until they're comfortable, and then releasing that this year on probably on the expansion pack, obviously. But because they really do need to give the expansion pack lots and lots more value if they ever want people to use it. Also, I already mentioned that there are some things that are probably going to skip this direct, namely Metroid may skip this direct, but I don't think it will. I don't know. Well, you know what? Yeah, no, I think it's, if there is an E3 direct, it'll skip this direct. Otherwise, it'll show up in this E3. But it really depends. It really depends. Bayonetta 3 might skip this direct as well. I mentioned that earlier. Detective Pikachu 2, I think, is going to come out this year. And I think that's going to show up later this month at the Pokemon Presents. So that's going to skip this direct. And Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope is probably also skipping this direct, but it might not. Again, this is a lot of this is dependent on whether E3 happens digitally or not. But we will sort of see the writing on the wall when that happens. That's not really something I can predict. So with all that out of the way, let's talk about sort of how I think that the direct is going to go. We're going to open with a new Fire Emblem title. Maybe it's a sequel to Three Houses, a new game entirely in the same setting, or maybe it's Genealogy remade for a modern audience. Any of those Fire Emblem fans, I'm sure, would be super happy with. I'm not big into Fire Emblem, honestly. I'm not much of a tactics game guy, but I do appreciate it as like a genuinely good tactics game, even if I'm not a fan. Throughout the direct, we will get lots of third-party stuff, like that Lego Skywalker game that has a lot of really horrible baggage attached to it, thanks to the developers being mistreated behind the scenes, which, gross, disgusting, I hate it. If I were like a Lego game person or a Star Wars game person, I would refuse to buy that game unless it was a used copy, as I do. And that sucks. But we're gonna get a whole bunch of third-party stuff. We might even get Silksong, Hollow Knight Silksong, but who knows? Who knows? I don't think that'll happen, but we might finally get the return of Hollow Knight Silksong. We're also going to get more first-party titles in there, like Kirby and the Forgotten Land, since that's coming out in March. We're going to get a reminder of Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, since that comes out probably in April. And we're going to get some spotlight on Splatoon 3, which is going to come out in May and have a test fire in either March or April. Then we are going to close off the direct with Xenoblade Chronicles 3 being revealed. And then, of course, we will have the one more thing at the very end, at which point we will transition into The Legend of Zelda. We'll see Aonuma again. He'll be like, hey, you know, this is the ending of the Zelda anniversary, and we have a few more announcements, because, you know, the Mario anniversary ran through March, and now the Zelda anniversary is running through March. And he'll be like, oh, we have a few more announcements, and then they'll be like, all right, here's the HD Zeldas from the Wii U. They're coming to Switch. They'll both be $60, unfortunately, and they'll be separate. But they're gonna be on Switch, and we've made some changes, and here are the changes. And they're coming out in summer, you know, they're in June or July. And then we're gonna end off the direct with a new trailer for Breath of the Wild sequel, along with either a reveal of the release date or a reveal of the title. And I think it's got to be one or the other. I don't think they'll do both. If they reveal the title, it'll say late 2022. If they reveal the release date, they won't reveal the title. And I know that sounds frustrating, the second one, but they really are holding this title close, and I don't know exactly why. If there is an E3 Direct, if E3 happens, or if they choose to do a June Direct regardless, then I think they will reveal the title then. If not, then they'll probably reveal the title now, and then reveal the release date at a later date. And just sort of to wrap this up, I'm going to explain how I think the rest of 2022 is going to play out. In either March or April, we're getting the Splatoon 3 test fire. Toward the end of March, we're getting Kirby. Somewhere in April, we're getting Advance Wars. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I'm not sure when that's going to happen. It could happen as early as April, though, which might sound weird to a lot of people, because a lot of people seem to think, oh, it's far off from happening, but the fact that it's being voice acted, to me, says that they're close to being done, because voice acting for previous Xenoblade games and for Breath of the Wild didn't happen until the game was practically done, and those are rumors we got last year. So to me, what that says is, oh, it's more or less done. Like, they might have some finishing touches, but it might be done. And like, ready to ship, or, like, they're in the bug testing phase where they're trying to fix the last few bugs in it. In which case, it could, like, hit in April alongside Advance Wars. Then in May, we're going to get Splatoon 3. June and July, we're going to get the Fire Emblem title and the HD Zeldas being released. August, we're going to get Mario + Rabbids 2, 5 years after the original. September, we are going to get either a Metroid Prime Trilogy HD or a remake of Metroid Prime. In October, we're going to get Bayonetta 3, November, Detective Pikachu 2, and December, Breath of the Wild sequel, whatever that is titled. If you want my take on what the title could possibly be, I mean, they've said that the title spoils some sort of central premise, but what haven't they shown us that they're possibly spoiling? And the only thing I can think of is what a lot of people have hoped for already is 2 different playstyles. Zelda is also playable, and she has her own, like, underground campaign to match Link's, like, in the sky campaign. I can definitely see that being the case. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. But it would be interesting. And I hope that we get a playable Zelda instead of a Zelda that is once again out of commission. But we'll see when the game comes out. I'm sure it'll be good even if Zelda is out of commission, as disappointing as that is. I am thinking of reacting to the Direct, either while it is airing or after it's fully aired. I can watch the VOD of it, or the VOD, as if this is Twitch, the upload of it on YouTube. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I hope this was an interesting video at the very least, an entertaining one maybe. If anybody watching has suggestions for what they think is going to go down in the Direct, or how they think 2022 is going to play out, go ahead and leave your ideas in the comments below. If you have disagreements with what I said, leave that in the comments below. Like, subscribe, blah, 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 call to action, you know the drill. And I will see you eventually, whenever my next video happens. Who knows?